I found over 30 Easter eggs in the life of a showgirl, and some of them have been in plain sight all this time. Taylor said that the cover of The Life of a Showgirl represents the end of a tour night.
When I'm on tour, I have the same day every single day.
Yeah.
And my day ends with me in a bathtub, not usually in a bedazzled dress.
Sure. Well, it's got to be, it's on the front of an album.
We try
It's got
to
be
keep it
dressed
decent.
up.
Taylor said, "I want to glamorize all of the aspects of how that tour felt. The cover represents the life of a showgirl and just a showgirl. Since all the covers are honestly gorgeous, it's normal for people to have their favorites. But for Taylor, this one represents what her life felt like once a show was over. Her in the bathtub, trying to rest before getting some sleep and preparing to do it all again." The photo shoot was done by Mert Alice and Marcus Pigott. They also did Taylor's Reputation photo shoot, so if the poses look a little familiar, that's why. And the photo shoot actually took place back in March. The album release date is October 3rd.
On October 3rd, he asked me what day it was.
The Life of a Showgirl release day, bestie. Taylor said in the podcast that she chooses good months. It's Travis's birthday week, and also some of her family members.
Yeah, I picked a good month.
It's going to be a good week.
But also, it's National Boyfriend Day. Easter eggs from the track list. Obviously, we don't have every single Easter egg from every track yet, but subscribe because once the album drops, we'll analyze the track list again, and I'm sure we'll find gems that were right in front of us.
The Fate of Ophelia.
Ophelia is a character from Hamlet. If you haven't seen it, like Travis says, you can just watch The Lion King.
And he may not have read Hamlet, but I explained it to him.
Don't tell my middle school English teacher I didn't read Hamlet. It's all right. I watched The Lion King.
Right.
See, he knows what Hamlet is.
In short, Hamlet is one of the most famous tragedies by William Shakespeare. It's the story of Prince Hamlet and his quest for revenge against King Claudius, the murderer of his father and now husband of his mother, who's also Hamlet's uncle. Ophelia is a young, innocent, and obedient girl whose love for Hamlet is frustrated by the intervention of her father and brother. Used as a pawn by the men in her life, she loses her father, is rejected by Hamlet, and dies drowned, making her story a tragedy of its own. In the play, it's suggested that it could have been an accident or suicide, and that ambiguity has been debated by critics for centuries.
Elizabeth Taylor.
Elizabeth Taylor was one of the most beloved and also most criticized actresses in Hollywood history. With 2 Oscars, 8 marriages, and a life full of glamour, scandals, and historic moments, she became the archetype of the modern celebrity. Christopher Wilding, Elizabeth Taylor's son, said he sees Taylor as a rare positive role model for young girls, adding that he has always admired her philanthropy and courage to stand up for what she believes. And Elizabeth Taylor's team supported Taylor in her post about her masters. Taylor has mentioned Elizabeth Taylor before. In Ready for It, remember? And remember when Kelly Teller gifted Taylor that Opal ring? Well, in this video, she says,
This is like a present for Elizabeth Taylor, not me.
You're my Elizabeth Taylor.
And on the website, in one of the album versions, we can see this bag charm referencing Elizabeth Taylor's iconic violet eyes. Her eyes were blue, of course, but under certain lighting, they looked violet. And in this photo, Taylor looks like Elizabeth Taylor in Cleopatra.
Track 3, Opalite.
Opalite is a man-made glass that is often used to imitate the look of natural gemstones like opal and moonstone. Basically, opalite is man-made glass imitating opal, and opal is natural. On the other hand, opal is Travis's birthstone, as Taylor mentioned in the podcast.
I picked a good month.
It's going to be a good week.
You know,
gonna
all
be a
these
good week.
Libras out
10-3,
here.
13.
The opal
I'm picking up
birthstones.
this.
And the way she said it, it's definitely an Easter egg. So there's gotta be a huge Easter egg here, because she was wearing opalite earrings at the AFC Championship. In fact, she wears opalite a lot. And we're back to the opal ring video.
Is unreal, Kelly. Opal and blue topaz.
Also, opalite turns orange when held against the light, and the color combination is very similar to the colors of this era. And some Swifties think the song could be about Travis's eye color, which has been a debate about what color they really are.
Track 4, Father Figure.
In Father Figure, Taylor uses an interpolation of father figure George Michael's 1987 hit. That means it's not a direct sample, but the original melody is incorporated into the new track. According to Kenny Goss, George's former partner, the singer would have approved the idea and probably would have been a Taylor fan.
Track 5, Eldest Daughter.
We still don't know much about it, but the name of this song and the fact that it's track 5, it has me like this.
Track 9, Wood.
Wood. Nice.
This song is called Wood, just Wood. And you know what was in the background during Taylor's podcast? Pinocchio. I don't know. I don't think it was Travis's. So I'll just leave that piece of info here for the future. And Jason couldn't help but kind of laugh.
Wood. Nice.
Track 8,
I wonder who that's
Wish List with $2 as the S's.
On the New Heights podcast, they talked about how Travis asked Taylor out. Travis said he listened to all her songs and knew exactly what to do. And Taylor replied,
She's like, this is just her wish list. Track 10, Canceled, but it's in all caps with an exclamation point at the end.
Taylor told Travis on the podcast that he's a giant exclamation point.
He's like a human exclamation point. Like, you know.
Could it have something to do with track 10 being called Canceled and having an exclamation point?
Exclamation point!
Track 11, Honey.
Not much to say about Honey yet, but remember when Taylor recommended the movie Happy Gilmore 2? At first, we thought it was because of Travis's character, who gets covered in honey to be eaten by a bear, but now it might have a double meaning.
And can you do drum roll? Last track, track 12, the title track, The Life of a Showgirl, featuring Sabrina Carpenter.
Sabrina Carpenter!
The Life of a Showgirl, the title track of the album, and also a collaboration with Sabrina Carpenter, another showgirl, of course. Taylor Nation had already hinted at it in this post, dropping a picture of Sabrina at the end. But do you remember this?
Sabrina, is there any chance you could get off the roller coaster you're on and like put on some clothes and just like come down to the stadium real quick?
Taylor shared on the podcast that, unlike the Tortured Poets department, which took about 2 years, The Life of a Showgirl was made during the European leg of the Eras Tour. She actually started working on it in Stockholm. Remember the Max Martin mashup?
So in 2012, my life changed for the better because I started working with two genius Swedes named Johan Shellback and Max Martin.
Honestly, I knew she was going to work with him again when I saw that mashup. But wait, she's been leaving Easter eggs for a while now. If you look closely at the I Can Do It With a Broken Heart video, Taylor chose to wear the orange bodysuit, and she showed the orange feathers. No, it was never a coincidence. The orange Karma door was indeed an Easter egg. It's a transition from the Eras Tour to a new era.
You went upstage and exited through an orange door.
The reason why I chose to exit that way is because I kind of wanted to give a little subliminal hint to the fans that I may be leaving the Eras Tour era, but I was also entering
a new era.
A new
orange
era.
Before the podcast came out, we had a countdown. The orange Karma door that kept getting brighter, and the album variants represented with locks, started showing up one by one. They're the same ones we saw behind Taylor and Travis in their New Heights interview. And if you look closely, the lock is shaped like the Eras Tour stage. Something we'll definitely have to do after the album drops is go back and re-watch that interview to see how many more Easter eggs she left in there. Back in Argentina Night 2, fans noticed the new orange confetti. I'm not sure if you saw this TikTok, but the confetti was definitely new. When the Eras Tour book came out, we got a look at some outfit sketches. We saw a mint-colored guitar and this orange outfit that never made it on stage. The question was always, were they just sketches or did they mean something more? And finally, we have the answer. They're the colors of the Life of a Showgirl era. And of course, these other Easter eggs, 12-letter Ds in the story she posted about Selena and Benny's album, and 12-letter Is in the letter Taylor wrote when she got her master's back. And speaking of Taylor's letter, look closely at this glitter background. It's the new background for this era. She's been using it since the letter. It was an Easter egg all this time. A lot of Swifties believe Taylor started doing Easter eggs with Midnights because of this video, which also features Dita Von Teese, who is often associated with vintage showgirl aesthetics. But the truth is, she's been working on the whole showbiz world concept long before that. I'd say since Red with the Lucky One, though some would argue it even goes back to Speak Now. What is true is that I Can Do It With a Broken Heart feels more and more like a song that transitions from the tortured poets department to the life of a showgirl. And yes, she's definitely been leaving clues about that. These are all the Easter eggs so far, but make sure to subscribe because once more album details come out, I'll keep collecting them for you. And if you spotted another Easter egg, drop it in the comments. You might even show up in the next video.